We have heroes around us. They lend a hand to those in need. They feed the hungry. They shelter the homeless. They care for the wounded. They help them get back on their feet. They care for our planet, nurturing it back to health. They help create better and safer communities. They inspire the next generation and give light to their dreams. The heroes around us don't wear capes. They wear compassion, selflessness, courage. It's time we give them the spotlight that they deserve. Join us as we honor and celebrate these everyday heroes who give us hope.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our awarding ceremony and virtual press conference for the first Hope Hero Awards. We are delighted to have you all join us today as we celebrate remarkable individuals who have shown exceptional dedication to spreading hope and making a positive impact. I am your host, Selena Ortiga, and I will be guiding you through this inspiring event. So the heroes that we are awarding today come from different areas inside and outside of the Philippines. So unfortunately, we had to opt for a virtual setting today, but we will be definitely rethinking the program next year. And hopefully it will give us the opportunity to meet everyone face-to-face by the next run of the Hope Hero Awards. I also wanted to inform everyone again that we will be recording this event for documentation and for future press materials. Lastly, we also encourage everyone to, in this call, if you could use speaker view or the speaker view function on Zoom so you could see the videos better. So before we begin, I'd like to express our sincerest gratitude to everyone present today in the call. Thank you to our esteemed panel of judges who have carefully deliberated across the wide range of nominees. Thank you to our finalists who have patiently contributed their time to tell us more about their work and their impact. And of course, thank you to the members of the press who will help share the remarkable stories of our Hope Heroes and hopefully instill even more hope to the Filipino people. So today we have two main segments in our program. First, we will be conducting the awarding ceremony for this year's Hope Hero and runners-up. We will hear their stories, celebrate their achievements, and be inspired by the impact that they have made in their communities. Following this, we will be conducting an open forum where the members of the media and the press are invited to ask questions and open a conversation with our winners. So before we begin with the awarding ceremony, we'd like to invite Hope's founder and chairwoman, Ms. Nanette Medved Po, to share a quick background of Hope Hero Awards and officially open today's festivities.
Ms. Nanette. Thank you so much, Sel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and our fellow advocates. I should have been warned not to watch the video because it makes me very emotional. So please bear with me if I carry that emotional, situation into my speech, but it is with great pleasure and immense pride that I'm before you today to welcome the awarding ceremony of our very first Hope Hero. This morning marks a celebration of the power of the human spirit, the extraordinary individuals who dedicate their lives to spread hope. Our Hope Hero Awards was inspired by the many stories that we've heard over the years here at Hope. We're now 11 years old. And whether it's a farmer who has so little to begin with, but yet he decides to donate a part of his land so that the children in the village can have a school, or the teacher who walks 4 hours each way to accompany her children who live in a remote area just to attend school. We're constantly blown away by the selflessness of the actions that guarantee hope for others. And so in a world dominated, by headlines of tragedy, of war, climate change, poverty, political unrest, plastic pollution, famine. Choose your Armageddon. There's so many. We did this to envision a beacon of light, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there are those individuals who shine their light and remind all of us of a better way. So this morning, we came together to recognize those who have gone above and beyond. Their stories that we're going to hear are those of triumph over despair, of compassion in the face of cruelty, and of perseverance when the odds seem insurmountable. They remind us that no act of kindness is too small and no dream is too big. And their stories will hopefully inspire us to dig a little deeper, to find our own best selves, to find the better angels of our nature. And so to recognize the many everyday heroes that you yourself may have in your own lives every day. So thank you all for joining us. And now let's turn our attention to our heroes.
Thank you, Ms. Nanette. We will now move on to the much anticipated awarding ceremony. So for everyone's knowledge, Hope Hero Awards honors the selfless actions of individuals who have taken the initiative to make a difference in the lives of the people in their communities. The award recognizes Filipinos who are delivering impact anywhere in the world and individuals, regardless of their nationality, impacting Filipinos. These are people who have dedicated time, resources, and creativity towards uplifting and enriching the lives of others, earning them the well-deserved recognition of a true Hope Hero. Throughout the deliberations, our panel of judges scored the finalists based on community impact and reach, consistency, and creativity. In addition to the People's Choice votes, 2 runners-up and of course our Hope Hero of the Year was chosen. Presenting the first of the 2 runners-up will be one of our esteemed judges via a pre-recorded video. Our first judge is a Filipino television host, publicist, and talent manager. He earned the title of Asia's King of Talk after his defunct program, The Bottom Line, was hailed as the best talk show of 2011 in the 16th Asian TV Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could help, please join me in welcoming Mr. Boy Abunda.
A man that defies the limitations of his physical condition, Zacarias Mansing embraces life with boundless determination. Paralyzed from the chest down due to a spinal cord injury at the neck level, he rises above his disability, embodying the spirit of a socio-civic volunteer, a PWD advocate, and a wheelchair-bound motivational speaker. Zach's Books for Kids project is a far-reaching outreach initiative that extends a helping hand to public schools, particularly those situated in remote corners of Negros Oriental. More than a donation drive, it serves a catalyst for igniting a love for reading and elevating literacy levels. Zacarias ingeniously employs his platform to propagate awareness about disabilities, advocate for inclusive education, combat bullying, and instill cherished Filipino values within the hearts of young learners. His impact resonates widely, touching the lives of more than 50,000 school children across 250 public schools in 20 municipalities and cities within the province of Negros Oriental through his Books for Kids project. As Zacarias continues his remarkable journey, he not only uplifts his own spirit, but also lights a path for others to find their strength and purpose.
My name is Zacarias Mansing, and I am a socio-civic volunteer, a PWD advocate, and a motivational speaker. My personal mission statement is making a difference despite the disability, inspiring people, instilling hope. I call myself a PWD, person with determination, not just person with disability. Whatever difficulty or disability that we face in life should not be a hindrance in our pursuit to make a difference in the community. My vision is better readers, better students. So that's the main reason why I will continue with my Books for Kids project, continue donating children's books, and at the same time, doing inspirational speaking engagements, I've realized that being a person with disability, I can take advantage, I can leverage my situation to be an inspiration to so many people, to inspire them to never give up and have a positive view. You can be a difference maker no matter what your situation is. I may be a person with disability, but I am able to make a difference in the community. So be a difference maker and start doing it now.
I am honored to be presenting the first of the Hope Hero Awards runners-up, Zacarias Mansing.
Mr. Mansing, would you like to share a few words?
Thank you so much, Hope. Thank you so much, Ms. Nanette Medved Po, for organizing this award and for recognizing a person with disability like me. Thanks to the Board of Judges. Thank you, Mr. Boy Abunda, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you to the members of the organizing committee. You did such a wonderful and great job. I was impressed by your events management team. As a PWD, I am happy and deeply honored to receive this award. This award means so much to me. I have SCI or spinal cord injury, but this time I have another meaning of the term SCI. That is service, compassion, and inspiration. My body may be paralyzed and disabled, but my desire to serve is not paralyzed and is not disabled. As one of the awardees, I will continue my mission of making a difference despite my disability, inspiring people, instilling hope. And I believe that our assignment in life is to be difference makers. For me, this award symbolizes determination, resilience, inspiration, service, hope, and optimism, which are part of my personal core values. This award proves that a hero is unstoppable, that disability or any difficulty could not stop us, could not hinder us from making a difference in our community. As a person with disability, I am patiently enduring the suffering, but gratefully and joyfully enjoying God's blessings. I feel blessed. I feel wonderfully blessed knowing that in the midst of the sufferings, there are blessings. And thank God, this Hope Hero Awards is one of those blessings. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zacarias. The Books for Kids project is truly inspirational and has impacted so many children, providing them with proper materials for quality education. So congratulations again. While we prepare, yes, while we prepare for the second award, we'd like to invite the members of the press to please feel free to type your questions in the chat box ahead of time. We will be reading this out later during the open forum. Okay, so we'll move on with our second award. So the second award of the morning will be also presented via a pre-recorded video. This is another member of our judging panel. So our next judge is a broadcast who has received awards internationally, including an award from the New York Festival and the 10 Outstanding Young Men Awards for broadcast journalism in 2008. She has more than 20 awards in the professional journalism field from both local and international organizations. She was named one of People Asia Magazine's People of the Year in 2013 and was also recognized by the Philippine Senate as one of the outstanding women in nation service. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Karen Davila.
Moved after witnessing children crossing a river to get to school, Anton Lim founded the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation, taking action to provide safe transportation for children in the Zamboanga Peninsula. A veterinarian by profession, Dr. Anton is a compassionate individual who perseveres, in particular, for the benefit of the marginalized. His brainchild, the Yellow Boat for Hope Foundation, has grown tremendously since its inception, where literal yellow boats are provided to children who live in the coastal areas. These boats allow the children to get to school safely, which has significantly increased their attendance and educational opportunities. As of April 2023, the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation has provided 5,241 boats, 13 school buildings, 5 dormitories, 3 started classrooms, 2 bridges, 59 educational hubs, 4 Teach Anywhere chapters, and 3 community learning hubs. This impact is felt by 127 communities and 143 public schools nationwide.
I am Doc Anton Lim, the co-founder, president, and CEO of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation. Our organization is a beacon of hope dedicated to providing education, improving the lives of children in remote areas in the Philippines through the spirit of Bayanihan. Witnessing the incredible resilience and spirit of Filipino children, hearing their stories and actually seeing children braving dangerous waters and hiking for long hours just to get to school really disturbed me and the team, and it moved us to do what we're doing right now. Our involvement in our different communities is all about empowering by providing safe transportation, educational resources, and even mentorship. We empower the community and especially the kids to dream big and believe in themselves. That's the most important. Witnessing children who once faced adversity now leading their community towards positive change is the most empowering outcome of our efforts. We envision our organization not just an implementer, but as a catalyst for broader social change, advocating for education as a fundamental right for every kid in the Philippines. Remember, change often starts with one single act of kindness or a simple idea. Every great story starts when somebody decides to care.
Presenting the second of Hope Hero Awards runners-up, Anton Lim.
Hi, Doc Anton. Would you like to share a few words?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank my hero, Karen Davila. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow champions of hope, congratulations to Hope Hero Cynthia Tellez, Zacarias Mansing, and all the other nominees. Today, I am deeply moved and profoundly grateful as we accept the runner-up award in the prestigious Hope Hero Awards on behalf of the Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation and our incredible community of hope. Our journey has always been guided by a single profound truth, that hope, like the boundless ocean, knows no boundaries. It transcends every obstacle and limitations, reaching even the farthest corners of the world. The children we serve in these remote corners faces challenges beyond what most of us can imagine. Yet, in their unwavering spirits, we found boundless inspiration. They remind us that hope is a radiant beacon, capable of piercing through even the darkest of nights. This award reaffirms our commitment to be the guiding light for these remarkable children. We pledge to continue our voyage, navigating through storms and calm waters alike, ensuring no child is left behind, and that their dreams continue to illuminate the path forward. Today's award celebrates not just our foundation, but the indomitable spirit of hope itself. It's a tribute to our tireless hope paddlers, the heartbeat of our mission. To them, we dedicate this honor with profound gratitude. To our generous donors, steadfast supporters, and the resilient communities who inspires us daily. This award is yours as much as it is ours. It testifies to the power of unity, compassion, and the belief that together we can ignite profound change. Investing in a child's education is an investment in our future, in our country's future. Our nation's destiny is shaped by our actions today. Through our collective efforts, we are building a brighter and more hopeful tomorrow for all of us. With your unwavering support, we will continue navigating the seas of uncertainty, steering the ship of hope towards a future aglow with promise for all. Let this accolade be a lasting symbol of what becomes possible when hearts unite for a common cause. With the Filipino spirit of bayanihan, we are an unstoppable force. From the depths of our heart, we extend heartfelt gratitude for this extraordinary honor. Hope sails on, guided by your belief in brighter tomorrows. Thank you with profound gratitude to the organizers, esteemed board of judges for this chair's recognition. Mabuhay.
Thank you again, and congratulations, Doc Anton. The story of Yellow Boat of Hope Foundation is truly inspirational and moving. We wish you more power for your organization. So as we move to the awarding of our grand winner, we'd like to invite the members of the press once again to please feel free to type up your questions in the chat box. We will be reading this later during the open forum. So now for the moment we've been waiting for. It's time to award this year's Hope Hero. To introduce our winner, we'd like to invite our last judge, also via a pre-recorded video. So our next judge is a Filipina street and documentary photographer. She is known for her black and white photographs of Hong Kong and documentary projects about migration and intersections of labor and human rights. She is one of the Magnum Foundation's Human Rights Fellows and is the recipient of a award passed by the Philippine House of Representatives in her honor. She was named one of BBC's 100 Women of the World in 2015, 30 under 30 women photographers in 2017, and is a Fujifilm ambassador. She's the recipient of the grants from Pulitzer Center Reporting in 2016, WMA Commission in 2017, and is part of the Open Society Foundation's Moving Walls. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Saiza Cruz Bacani.
Through her commitment to the rights and well-being of migrant workers, Cynthia Abdon Tellez has left an indelible mark on Hong Kong and beyond. As the founder and managing director of Mission for Migrant Workers, Cynthia's 4 decades of dedicated service have transformed the lives of countless women migrant workers facing adversity. Cynthia established the Mission for Migrant Workers after recognizing the urgent need for support among foreign domestic workers, many of whom were trapped in cycles of exploitation and abuse. Her unwavering leadership has enabled MFMW to provide essential services to 380,000 foreign domestic workers in Hong Kong. Through her advocacy, Cynthia has shed light on the challenges faced by these workers, 98% of whom are women from underdeveloped countries. Her efforts extend to addressing issues of underpayment, overwork, debt, discrimination, and even physical and sexual abuse. Cynthia's profound impact is not only in the critical services MFMW provides, but in her role as a catalyst for empowerment. She has empowered migrant women to rise above victimhood and become advocates and leaders themselves. Under her guidance, grassroots migrant organizations and unions have flourished in Hong Kong, creating a united front for asserting rights and advocating for change. Her legacy extends beyond the direct services of MFMW. Her integrity, dedication, and transformative leadership have inspired the establishments of other migrant support institutions and crisis centers. Her life's work is a testament to the power of compassion, resilience, and advocacy. A true hope hero.
Yes, my name is Cynthia Tellez. I am the General Manager of the Mission for Migrant Workers.
Established in 1981, the Mission for Migrant Workers has been a beacon of hope for over 30,000 foreign domestic workers in Hong Kong. MFMW services encompass critical areas like legal guidance, outreach initiatives, health services, and the provision of emergency food. Cynthia also spearheaded the establishment of Bethune House, a shelter and refuge for migrant workers in need.
I foresee the mission as really strengthening its relationship with migrant organizations, with migrant workers. Migrants are very fluid, and therefore there are new faces all the time. And therefore it's very important that you reach out to them. It may not be very easy, it may not be very fast, but somehow developments can happen.
Cynthia, with her unwavering commitment spanning more than 4 decades, has been a driving force behind MFMW's mission. Her leadership has played a pivotal role in supporting migrant workers during their most challenging moments, helping them regain their dignity as both human beings and valued contributors to Hong Kong's workforce.
You may say that you've been doing that for 4 decades. Are you still okay? Are you not tired of doing that? No, because if I get tired of doing it, things will all the more go worse.
Cynthia's remarkable dedication has not only transformed MFMW, but has also ignited a powerful transformation within migrant women themselves. They have emerged as advocates and leaders, fostering a spirit of inclusivity and diversity in Hong Kong society.
When we say get organized, it's not simple as coming together, but also being concerned with each other. It's very important to really have connection with the ground. It's very important to listen because they have the information, they have the power, and make them realize they have the power by coming together.
It brings me great joy and honor to be presenting this year's Hope Hero, Ms. Cynthia Abdon Tellez.
Good morning, Ms. Cynthia. Would you like to share a few words lang po? You're unmute po, Ms. Cynthia. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, dear great Siza. Congratulations to my co-awardees, Zacarias Mansing and Anton Lim. Good morning, everyone from Hong Kong. I wouldn't be here had it not been for the people who thought of and nominated me to this prestigious awards body, most especially Eman Villanueva, a grassroots leader and one of our mission's board members representing the migrant workers. To the distinguished panel of judges, Ms. Nanette Medved Po, thank you so much. And to those who voted through the different social media platforms, my sincere thanks to you all. I am so honored and humbled. But this award goes beyond me. It is a recognition of the hard work that our Filipino women and men, the workers who brave the exile to countries near and far, have done to save their families and eventually our country. Full of hope, I share this with them. Maraming salamat po, Hope Hero Awards team. I deeply respect and congratulations to everyone here present. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Ms. Cynthia, and congratulations to you and of course to all of our winners for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we could give them another round of applause for all of our winners. Congratulations for Mr. Zacarias, Mr. Doc Anton, and Ms. Cynthia. So before we move on to the open forum, Ms. Nanette, I'll just invite you again back to the floor just to share a few words.
Yes, no, thank you so much. I was emotional throughout the showing of the winners because I was commenting to Ilu here, who is our managing director, that I feel so blessed that we are surrounded by such incredible spirits here today. You know, the work of Doc Anton and Zacarias and Cynthia. We have an amazing group of winners, and I know that the trophies are headed out to you today, as well as the prize money that Cell is taking care of. But I think more importantly, it's not that. That is simply symbolic of the work you're doing and the way that we choose to honor you. But I wanted to just make the announcement. Ilu and I were talking while we were watching the winners, especially the two runners-up. I think what we would like to do in addition to, the recognition, the trophy, and again, the prize money is not meant to be commensurate to the effort that you've put in, but we would really like to make sure that Hope builds classrooms for you in Zacarias and Doc Anton's communities. I know that your children, the children that you work with in your program, are in need of at least a classroom from Hope. And so Ilu will be coordinating with you after this to make sure that we can build for you as well, because we do build around the country in places that need it most. And it is very clear from your videos that your locations are one of those that need it most. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Nanette. Congratulations again to everyone, to all the winners. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we'll be kickstarting the press conference and open forum. I would like to once again recognize our members of the press who are with us today. We'll be placing the spotlight on the winners, as well as our founder, Ms. Nanette Medved Po, and our Friends of Hope's Managing Director, Ms. Ilusion Farias, for your questions. So let's just wait for that to... Okay, yeah, we have everyone on spotlight now. Okay, so we have our first question here from the media. I think these are for any of the three winners, or all of the three winners. Is there any advice you would like to share for those who want to start their own humanitarian efforts? This is from Ali Pandes from Battery Media. Doc Anton, Miss Cynthia, or Sir Zach, do you have anyone can start?
Philippines, wherever you are, look around you. There are so many of us, of our neighbors just around us. Even if you live in a posh place in the Philippines, next to your district might be a place where people may need your support. Listen to them, gather information from them, get their feelings, because they also know what they need. And through that, you can start from there.
Thank you, Ms. Cynthia. Doc Anton or Sir Zach, do you have anything to add?
Right. So for me, a good starting point is to discover your purpose, your mission, and to realize that you have an assignment, or we have an assignment to make a difference. And I think that's a good starting point.
Thank you, Sir Zach.
Yeah. For me, my advice is never be afraid to start small. A lot of people would say, well, my effort will not be amount too much, but you'd never know if you feed a child, if you were able to make a child full for even just a day. That's one life change for the better. That's one hope that is lit in a child. So don't be afraid to start small, but be afraid not to do anything. That's my advice to everyone.
I agree with you, Doc Anton, because when we say part of myself is background of the church, religious, many people would say, I'm sorry, I made something wrong. I did something wrong, and therefore I did a sin of commission. But let us not forget the sin of commission. When we omit something that we are supposed to be doing, think about it. It's something that is calling you. That is a call for you.
All right. Thank you so much for that, for the winners and your answers. No? Our next question is from Gab Diaz from Manila Republic. These are for the winners. How does being recognized at the Hope Hero Awards impact your advocacy work? And how can it encourage more people to get involved in your cause?
I think it is very important that we tell people about this. I have a feeling that how do I, how would I say, hey, I'm a winner of this Hope Hero Award? But on second thought, why shouldn't I? Because I did this. I think I got it because of the people around me, of the people who need it. And therefore, there are those people who may have something to contribute. Time, effort, money, space, anything around Hong Kong especially. And even back in our home, hometown in the Philippines, I know that almost every family would have a migrant worker among them. So listen to them. There's a lot of things that can be done. And yes, this is something that would add support to the migrant workers in general. And I think even to my mission for migrant workers, a prestige, a big leap for my organization that we could say, and actually it's also an assurance that we're doing the right thing.
Thank you, Ms. Cynthia. Sir Zach and Sir Anton, do you have anything to add?
All right. So this award really reinforces my reputation, my credibility as a person with disability, as a motivational speaker. This inspires me to do much, to do more, to do my best. And this also inspires so many people within my group, my team, my community. They told me, Zach, we are so inspired that despite you being a person with disability, you've done so much for the community. And this Hope Hero Award is a big morale booster, a reinforcer for others to also make an impact in the community.
How about you, Doc Anton? Do you have anything to?
Yeah. One of my mentor, the founder of Tsuchi Foundation, Master Cheng Yen, have always told us, like, if you want to help one person, you do it yourself. But if you want to help a community, or just like Cynthia, thousands of people, you cannot do it alone. You cannot do it with your friends. You cannot even do it with your family. But the only way you can do it is by inspiring others to do what you're doing. And how do you do that if you don't step out and create awareness? So I look at this award as another stepping stone, as another platform to tell the Yellow Boat story. Hopefully, it will inspire others to look beyond themselves and see, hey, I can do that. It's not a big effort. I can replicate that. I know of a community in need, so let me help that. So that's the power of platforms like this, and we are very thankful. Just like what Nanette said, all of us are going to go home with a classroom. So if no one nominated me for this award, then we wouldn't have that classroom, right? And the prize money, I'm already excited for that prize money because that will go to another project of ours in one of the far-flung communities. So this is what it is all about. It's about all of us inspiring each other. And for winners like Cynthia, I'm amazed at what she's been doing. 40 years, my God. It can be tiring, but Zach, I mean, no, it's really person with determination is the right word to describe him. So thank you very much.
Thank you for those answers to our winners. Our next question is from Mr. Joel Juanillo. This is for Ms. Nanette and Ilu. How are the winners selected, and what do we expect from Hope Hero Awards next year?
I think actually, Sel, you might be the better person to answer that. But just before that, I wanted to comment on, Doc Anton, you thanked me for the classroom. And the truth is in as much as I would like to take credit for giving you a classroom, I'm actually not the one giving you a classroom. The truth is that there are millions of people who make a choice each day when they choose to purchase a bottle of hope. And there are millions of people who will make a decision that will build your classroom, and they are not getting any recognition. So I better not get any recognition. These are people who are standing there and saying, I'm going to make a choice to build a classroom somewhere and help nation building, right? So these are also everyday heroes who make a choice to vote with their peso about what's important to them. So when we do come, Doc Anton and Zacarias, to build your classroom, please be reminded of those at least 1 million people who made a choice to support your classroom. And it's not from me. I want to make sure that I don't get any credit for that. Thank you. But Sel, do you want to elaborate on this award came up rather, just because we were sitting around the office one day looking at the stories from our communities, and we're so inspired. And we said, you know what? We're so inspired. Why don't we help other people be inspired by these stories as well? Because, this is so important that people do need hope. And so we thought of the Hope Hero Awards rather belatedly this year. So we weren't able to think about how big a deal it could be. But I think next year we will take the cue from all the people who voted and are asking for how can we further inspire them. So Sel has some work ahead of her on planning the second Hope Hero Awards, and hopefully it will continue to inspire a nation.
Yes. To answer how they were selected, so there was some criteria on community impact and reach, creativity, as well as as well as creativity and let me just check. Community impact and reach.
You can post the criteria for the press.
We'll share that as well.
I think the weighting, there was a weighting that the judges used. Other than by the way, what an incredible crop of judges. I get emotional whenever I see them helping us, because these are people not only that I love, but have really chosen to make public service a center of their lives. So they were a very big part of choosing the winners, but we did also decide to have a component which is people's choice, because there were so many people who were inspired by the Instagram posts. So we decided to count the likes from social media to add to who would be the winner. So there's a component that came from the judges, and there's a component that came from people's choice. And the criteria, Sel will be posting that so that you can see the different criteria that we used.
Okay. Thank you. We have another question for our winners from James Ryan Gorospe. What are the challenges that you've encountered while fulfilling your advocacy, and how did you fight against these challenges? Doc Anton, do you want to start with that question?
Yeah. Well, funds are always a problem, but that's a given. But other than that, it's looking for volunteers to put that mission into action. But in the Philippines, we have heroes everywhere. You just have to inspire them, guide them, and fund them. And they're unstoppable. And our communities is a testament to that. From that one Facebook post by my co-founder, Jay Haboneta, to where we are now. I mean, really, these are all built upon the shoulders of giants, which are our volunteers.
Thank you, Doc Anton. Sir Zach, do you have any additional challenges you'd like to share?
Sorry. All right, so basically my main challenge is my physical limitations, because I am a person with disability. I am paralyzed from the chest down to my feet. So it's really tiresome for me to go to the far-flung areas. But how did I overcome it? Just sheer determination and passion and love of what I'm doing, and realizing that this is part of my mission.
Okay, thank you, Sir Zach. And of course, Ms. Cynthia, any quick challenges that you'd like to share as well?
I think every one of us has that two most important requirements, that we are always being challenged, funds and volunteers. But on a personal point, I had an experience before in the course of my work in Hong Kong, when I lost my daughter in Hong Kong. And I thought I wouldn't want to go back. But the thought of having the women waiting for our services, and then at that time also we were setting up a shelter, I dragged myself back to Hong Kong, and then found the women telling me they would like to name the program, the project, after my daughter. And so the established. And I said, oh my goodness, this is a big challenge. And I think it's more inspiring. It changes my life into like making the grief into something more positive, telling my daughter, thank you for leaving me in your small way. I felt so blessed, even if I was in grief at that time. A good legacy, I felt so honored, and yes, that. And then I continued. That's why, with all the women, especially the women, something, that inspires you, women who have experienced difficulties, and then they carried on, the resilience, the courage, and being empowered, make them assist their own peers. I think I am challenged by that as well.
Yeah, so Sel, I wanted to just elaborate a little bit in case some of the press weren't able to hear what Cynthia was saying. But what is so incredible, and I don't think it was obvious in the video or as well in the announcement of CISA, but Cynthia's daughter was killed in Hong Kong when she was about 8 or 9 years old, and they wound up naming the safe house of the mission after the daughter, and this is Bethune. So when you go to Hong Kong and you hear about the Bethune House, which is, I'm sure, beloved not just by migrant workers, but Cynthia, even the general population are aware of the Bethune House, and they consider it really a godsend. No, so you've been around for a number of years, and I think it's an incredible legacy for your daughter that you continue to work in her name to help women. I think 98% of the people that go into the safe house are women, and who really do have nowhere else to go. So I'd really like to thank you for the work you're doing. And despite the fact that there must be incredible pain as well as joy around the fact that you are constantly reminded of the loss of your daughter.
Yes. Thank you for sharing that, Ms. Nanette. And of course, thank you also for sharing that, Ms. Cynthia. It's truly inspirational knowing more about that story then. Our next question is for Ms. Nanette from Roderick Abad of Business Mirror. Will the Hope Hero Awards become an annual recognition? If yes, would you mind to share your plans and to make it more meaningful and different from similar award-giving bodies that honor heroism?
Yeah, so thank you so much. We addressed this a little bit earlier. I think the only thing we didn't address is how we might make it different. I think in our case, our focus was specifically Filipino. Both Filipino heroes themselves, or if you are another nationality but you are benefiting Filipinos, we wanted that focus because I think similar to, let's say, the CNN Hero Awards, or that tends to have a global focus. I think what we wanted to do is really share make sure that we were sharing the stories and shining a spotlight specifically on the Filipino condition and the people that inspire hope. So I hope, that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's the one. Okay, so our next question is for the winners again, from Alfred Malit of What's Up PH. How do you see the landscape of your advocacy evolving in the coming years? Maybe Sir Zach, we could start with you na lang po this time.
All right. Knowing that the Philippines is ranked the highest in terms of learning poverty, we mean that there is really a problem when it comes to comprehension, reading comprehension for those 10-year-old students below. They are having a difficult time trying to comprehend what they are reading. So this will really evolve. My advocacy will really evolve and will really intensify, so I could reach out to more schools in my community and try to promote love for reading and try to help improving the literacy rate.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir Zach. How about you, Doc Anton?
Well, we are an archipelago, so we have a lot of islands. So having coastal communities and even in landlocked areas pose a challenge to kids. But all of these kids matter. We don't know which one of these kids will end up solving the problems of the world. So what we're trying to do is giving equal opportunities to them. And that means going out and look for these communities. And we're very happy that we have a lot of volunteers doing that for us. And we have our supporters and corporate donors who are doing that. So we hope to get very busy until we just die a natural death. That means that will be a more glorious death because that means they don't need hope anymore because hope abounds in their community. So that's our hope for the future. And we hope to get there.
Thank you, Doc Anton. I think, Sel, this is, we always talk about, if you believe that talent is equally distributed in the population, but opportunity is not, these are the kinds of initiatives that really matter. So because Doc Anton was saying, how do you know that the person out there, in the middle of, a remote area is not the person that is going to come and provide incredible solutions for some of the problems we're facing. So you want to be able to provide them access. And I can imagine, unfortunately, with climate change, and this is going to become more and more challenging, especially for countries like the Philippines, who are warming up at twice the rate as everybody else. So I think this is going to be an incredible challenge. So thank you. I hope that you inspire many, Doc Anton, as well as Zacarias and Cynthia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Cynthia.
Yes. I'm sure that every family in the Philippines would have a close or far relative who is a migrant worker. One of the things that is very difficult for us is when issues in the work site happens and it is not heard in the country. It doesn't make any impact when they are shortchanged, when there are scams going on. There are a lot of scams going on now because migration recruitment is a very lucrative business. Even if for migrant domestic workers, for example, women leaving the country as domestic workers in another country would have supposed to be zero agency fees. No one lives without paying the agency fee. And this is illegal. And how is this not stopped? We find it very easy to have been able to stop that. But no, it's continuing. So we are hoping that families also would share information that's going on around. In Hong Kong, for example, we have lots of employers who are also good. But with the number of cases that we have, like 180 to 200 cases a month of being treated unlawfully, unfairly, being mistreated, this is something that we said, what's going on with the good employers? So we set up another program called Happy Home. We encourage our migrant domestic workers to nominate their employers as happy homes, within a happy homes, and that if they do that, we hope and we ask these employers to please express how you feel. Why are you doing this? And many of the employers would just say, I'm just doing the right thing. What is special to that? And they say, oh yes, just please say that, because people who are unfairly treating the domestic workers are more talkative than you, and you're quiet because you think you're just doing the right thing. But please let that be resonated, let that be emulated all over, and that again, looking forward to say, for example, 10 years from now, we don't think migration would stop. Of course, because right in our very own backyard, we have Doc Anton and Sa doing their own thing. It's spread. I hope this kind of people would multiply, because we need that. We need to do something in our own backyard.
Thank you for that, Ms. Cynthia. I think we're in the tail end of the open forum. One question from Mr. Ed Uy for all the winners, and I think it's a great question. How can more people get involved with your advocacies? How can they volunteer and help out with your work, in your work?
We have a system of volunteering. We have a you can call us as well. We have hotlines to come forward and say what we can do. We have anything that you can do. I'm sure we'll be blessed having you, because there's so many things that need to be done with migrant domestic workers in Hong Kong and even with families back home. You can connect with us. I'll share that with Hope Hero Award.
Definitely, yes. Share that one as well. Yeah. How about Sir Doc Anton and Sir Zach? How can people join in and volunteer for your initiatives?
All right. So since I have Books for Kids project, if you have books and if you can help me donate books to the different public schools in particular, you can just connect to me, reach out to me, and I would be very willing and so happy to receive your book donation. And also, since part of my advocacy is the Lakbay Inspirasyon project, so I'm really into motivational speaking engagement. So when there are schools or organizations that need motivational speakers, so I can do developing personal resilience and inspirational talks for people to, and especially for employees and students, to not give up and just have that determination to overcome life's challenges and adversities.
Okay, thank you, Sir Zach. And of course, Doc Anton.
Yeah, we're present on almost all social media, so we're very easy to be reached. Our community manager and social media manager, Rain Viray, is in this Zoom meeting, and he'll be very happy to bring you in. Just a reminder that there are no small effort. No, everything that comes from the heart is really welcome. And what we do at Yellow Boat of Hope is to gather all these small hopes and turn it into big dreams. And by collecting everybody's effort, that's what we've been doing. And our 13 year of helping far-flung communities is a testament to that, and that there are no small efforts.
Okay, thank you. And then one question for Miss Cynthia. How can we promote your advocacies in the universities and colleges in both migrant sending and migrant receiving nations? It is important for our students to be made aware of the plight of migrants. This is from Leslie Capus.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It is very important that young people would know. Many young people are being supported by families and friends and parents who are migrant workers. It's important that they know. What we do now is to hopefully groups, churches, schools, and different initiatives would be set up to spread the word. We have very basic information that we give out most of the time, because what is one of the difficulties that we notice is that when migrant workers, Filipino migrant workers who arrive in Hong Kong, for example, they wouldn't even understand the contract that they have signed. They do not know the culture in Hong Kong. We're all Asians, but we have very different cultures, and that is very important for them to know. Yeah, I think that is one very special thing that we can do, is connecting with schools and universities, even elementary schools. In Hong Kong, we encourage from primary schools to secondary schools to the universities. We get them as volunteers and interns for university students. So thank you for that question, and thank you. We will connect with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Cynthia, and thank you, Leslie, for that question. We'll be doing this last question. This is for the Hope Hero Awards team. I can also chime in, but this is from Rod Abad from Business Mirror. How was the process of making it into the Hope Hero Awards? Is it based on nomination form of other people or personal applications? And how many entries did we have this year? Would you like to answer that, Ms. Nanette, or would you like me to answer?
Go ahead. I think I don't know that we have the data on us for the entries, but you can probably send it to him offline. I don't have it in front of me. But as well as the criteria, which I think you're going to post. But I believe that the nominations were third party, right? Somebody had to nominate our winners today. It wasn't self-nomination from my understanding. But Sel, if you'd like to circulate the rules to all of those who are interested, then that would be great.
Already included in the tourism. To add to that also, if ever our website is also still up, so if you'd like to learn more also about Hope Hero Awards, and we might also be announcing a little more things there for next year's awarding. It's www.hopeheroawards.com. And we'll definitely be sending all of the information towards the application process as well as the nominees that we were able to receive this year. Okay, so we're now at the end of our virtual press conference and awarding ceremony. We want to once again thank you to all the attendees here today, the speakers, nominees, the winners, and for being part of this remarkable event. So your passion and dedication continue to drive progress in our field. So remember that no act of kindness is too small, no dream is too big. Until next year's Hope Hero Awards, thank you so much and have a wonderful day, everyone.